just watched the second episode of the Amazing Digital Circus and...
Hey, you at least want to join us for Kaufmo's funeral?
No! Okay, so this episode was genuinely... well, amazing. At first I wanted to do a small review, just a short, but then I kept writing, and now here we are. This video will be less edited than previous videos, but let me know what you think of it. And also if I should do the same with other shows. Like and subscribe also. Now then, here we go. So, this episode takes place only the day after episode 1. Poor Pomni having to deal with this in the span of 2 days, and Kane gets them to a new adventure where they have to chase gummy crocodiles through the territory version of the candy house from Hansel and Gretel to retrieve the Canadian national treasure to the 3D version of Baroness Von Bon Bon from Cuphead. And while Jax is negotiating with a fudge monster to commit mass genocide, Pomni is trying to live the spirit of an NPC having an existential crisis in front of a ragdoll version of him making a T-pose. Honestly, this episode made me sob. I mean, I knew Gummy Goo was gonna get erased by Kane. It was pretty obvious, but he still managed to grow on me. But it wasn't enough for me to cry, until they had Kaufmo's funeral and I began uncontrollably sobbing through the pain. And even if Jax wasn't there, we could see him break character for a second, making it very clear that he does care. I think it's pretty obvious to assume that Jax being an asshole is a way for him to not go insane and abstract. Because, and I'm talking in his POV, the more of a jerk he is, the less he'll care. The less empathy he has, less is the chance that he'll go crazy. It's more of a defense mechanism and all. And while it was more speculation in the pilot, I think this split scene right there really shows that's how he functions. And also why he doesn't attend the funeral. He doesn't want to show that he cares or to show his weaknesses, because for him that would mean game over. And I thank the stars for making this funeral silent, because if I had heard each of their speech on Kaufmo, I would have ugly cried for at least an hour. At the guts they had to present a Gummy Goo plushie at the end credits, I was just over his disappearance. Why did you have to show this? Not gonna lie though, I kinda want one. He looks so squishy. How much is 28 euros? Okay, get this video to at least 50,000 views. I need money. I need this plushie. I also really liked Ragada on this episode. At the start, she's saying to Pomni she doesn't hold hard feelings for leaving her to the abstracted Kaufmo the day before. At first we could think that she actually meant that she was a little upset by it, but the more we were going through the episode, the more we could see, at least that's how I interpret it, that she was actually genuine and maybe, trying to tell Pomni really awkwardly, but surely that she really doesn't hold any hard feelings. And she really just wants to cheer her up and make this whole experience more bearable for her. And personally, but that's my take on it again, let me know what you think. I think it's because maybe Ragada sees herself through Pomni. From what Kinga says at one point, Ragada, upon first arriving at the circus, struggled hard.
She still seems really upset about what happened yesterday. I don't think she really likes me that much.
It's a lot for anybody to go through. Don't take it too personally. I remember how long it took for you to adjust.
And I think that's maybe why she's trying so hard to help Pomni, because Pomni struggling reminds Ragada of how much of a nightmare it was for her to adjust. And honestly, it's just a theory, but I am 80% sure now that Ragada's the next to abstract. I can see it in a mile away, and I hope to God that I'm wrong. I'm begging you. Pomni, on the other hand, is still trying very much to adjust and not to break down completely. And honestly, she's doing pretty well for now, considering it's only been a day she's here. Her scene with Gummy Goo was extremely sweet, making this ending even more messed up. Gummy Goo now, I swear they did him dirty. And the worst part, everyone knew it was coming. But we still hoped. Like Pomni said, his reality shattered, and that's why Pomni wants him to go with them at the circus. Problem is, Kane erased him, saying that if he kept NPCs around, he could lose track of who's real and who isn't, and that could lead him to do questionable things. And I am so curious about this. Was this just an empty sentence? Or did something like that already happen? And if it's the second option, what exactly happened? Did he like erase a real person because he thought they were an NPC? Can he do that actually? And if that's the case, imagine if one of the main characters aside from Kane and Bubble is actually an NPC in disguise. Or an NPC without knowing. That would be devastating. And also more disturbing considering the fact that with Gamigu, we could see that those NPCs are not just lifeless characters. They seem to have a real consciousness and thoughts and will of their own, which makes the whole situation even more fucked up than it actually is. Because while they are NPCs, the fact that they have this level of subconscious makes this whole adventure super fucked up. This is literally genius. The more I look at this, the more disturbed I am. And finally, let's be real, this episode was hella funny. I couldn't help myself. Man, when Jax told Gangle she was agreeable and submissive, I just lost it.
Aren't you supposed to be submissive and agreeable? Move it!
I'll never say it enough, but the comedy of Digital Circus is exactly my type of humor. The number of little scenes that just made me giggle is insane. Honestly, all in all, I didn't have a problem with the episode, I really liked it, and I already can't wait for the next episode. This show for now is really doing well. I mean, for me it's only been like 9 hours since the episode dropped out, and we're already at 14 million views. 9 hours! Holy shit! Seriously, props to Gooseworks for making it this big, it's genuinely impressive. And that's the end of the video. Don't forget to tell me what you thought of this episode, like and subscribe, follow me on my social media, buy my merch, blah blah blah, bye everyone.